Hey everybody, Jim Chester here at ChiroHustle Podcast. This is a sponsorship edition actually, and we have Dan Brown with ChiroJobsOnline.com. Dan, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thanks, buddy. It's good to be on the show again.
Yeah, it's always good to see you. And you're coming in from across the pond. You're in Scotland, right?
Yeah, I'm in Scotland. So I've just finished a busy shift today. So it's about 7:30 here. So after we finish this, I'll be heading home. So yeah, it's good.
So you're always in the flow state of Chiro Hustle. So thank you for sponsoring us and supporting us with the mission of getting the chiropractic message out to more people. One of the things that is unique about what you're doing is we're rolling out a 7-part series, and we're going to be walking people into the different avenues of what it looks like to work with Chiro Jobs Online. And today we really wanted to take a deep dive and talk about the associate a little bit. But before we get there, I know you're doing something really awesome with a chiropractic health fair and a job fair. But let's talk a little bit about this job fair idea and why it's so important to the chiropractic profession.
Sure. So, for the month of March, we basically have the largest sort of career fair ever in the chiropractic profession on. Now, a lot of the time, a lot of career fairs, you see them at universities, but especially in the UK, trying to get a place at them is extremely difficult because they sell out really quickly. So what we want to do is we want to put on this career fair where you can post your jobs with us, and we're really going to be pushing that throughout the month of March. And as a result, what we're also going to be doing is give you an extra 30 days. So if you advertise with us, it's a 30-day package. You've got bronze, you've got silver, you've got gold, and there's various different things included in each package. So through the month of March, whatever package you take, we're going to extend it for an extra 30 days. So now's the time. We find that March is one of the months where we get most people actually applying for jobs, and that's really why we're pushing it. As you're moving into the summer, a lot of people are focused on exams. So now really students are thinking about, where they're going to be working and applying for jobs. And that's really why we're doing that at the moment. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think, a lot of times people come into the new year with all these benchmarks that they want to meet, all these goals that they set for themselves, and then they go through that first 2 months and they stay really close to it. But then they get into that month of March and they're like, well, I have all these big ideas, but how can I get this to happen? And I think a lot of times the chiropractor comes into the space of knowing that they want to grow their business bigger now, and they're looking for the associate. So let's talk a little bit about that demographic of the title of this live is the associate. And how does that look to the chiropractor?
Yeah, well, I think, one of the things is managing expectations. And, we do it all the time with our patients. We do a report finding, and the report is one, explaining what's going on, but also trying to manage the patient's expectations of what they can expect with care in our office. So I think, managing your expectations and what you should expect when looking for an associate is really important. And the two things I would really say is that, you need to realize it is going to take time to find an associate, and you really need to make sure that your advert stands out above the rest. And there's two simple reasons for that. And one really simple reason, it comes down to the demographics. Now, the size of the actual pool of people within the chiropractic profession is really small. There's only 100 to 120,000 chiropractors worldwide. In the US, 70 to 75,000. In the UK, where I am, there's only 3,239 chiropractors in the whole of the UK. So, it's a small pool. But when you then look at the actual number of people graduating every year, out of the 3,200, there's only 150 new graduates in the UK this year. And that's from 3 different universities. So it's small. So there's definitely a lot more jobs. There might be 1,000 jobs in the UK, but if there's only 150 new graduates, we now have a supply and demand issue. And, the demand for associates is higher than the supply of them. In the US, for example, as I said, there was 70 to 75,000 chiropractors practicing, and there's only 2,500 graduates this year coming from all, I think it was about 14 colleges in the US, and coming from all of those colleges. So you need to make sure that your job stands out above all the other jobs if you're going to be finding an associate. Obviously, making sure you're advertising in the right place is going to be, extremely important, but also making sure that even amongst all the jobs, your one stands out. And also be prepared, it is going to take you time. You're not going to have 50 applicants, standing in a line to apply for your job, so you need to understand it will take time in order to find the right person. And I think as long as you understand those two things, then you kind of understand what to expect. It's not like, if you go to advertise for a chiropractic assistant, there are thousands and thousands of people just within your town or your community that are qualified for that role. So that's why we have 200 applicants for each job. If we, the last time I advertised for a CA, we had about 150 people apply. But we're advertising for an associate at the moment as well. And, it's taken time. We've been advertising for months and we've had some applicants, but, we go through the process and realize they're maybe not a good fit for us. So we need to kind of keep waiting and kind of see who's going to come through. And I think the key thing as well that we really want to focus on is attracting like-minded chiropractors.
Yeah, and that's just it, is each time that you post a job for an associate, you're hiring one person typically. So it's a refinement stage and you have to put yourself out there and you have to refine down what you're looking for. I know that you want to talk about the USP and maybe explain to people about when they formulate the ad for this is what that looks like.
Sure, yeah. So one of the things that I'm writing a book on 7 steps to hiring your dream associate. And really the first step is, really what I kind of want to speak about. And the first step is about getting clear on your business, your USP, and the USP of the position as well. And I think, the first thing you need to remember is, most people don't really understand what their business is. You really need to understand what you do, not just as a chiropractor, but specifically in your office. You need to understand what your vision is, where you see your business in 5 years and where you see it in 10 years, what your goals are, what your values. See, we all have core values within us, but our business also has core values. Now, if we really understand what they are, finding the right kind of person to work in our practice becomes an awful lot easier. If we're not sure on what the core values are, it becomes difficult to work out who's going to be right for our office. And that goes back to the point I was trying to say. We really want to find the one right person, not just anyone, but the right person. It's like, for my business, I also run, my own practice. And, we've got a whole thing where, we're clear on exactly what our core values are, just to list a few: professionalism, excellence, strong work ethic, clinical results, integrity and trust, self-development, teamwork, creativity. These are key things that we would look for. So when I'm looking to hire someone, I know these are core values that I'm looking for with them, and I can clearly explain what they are to them to see, so they know if this is the right place for them. I know what our mission, our vision, our 10-year targets are. And then, moving on to the next things, I know the things that are unique about our office that are different from other offices, and I can clearly articulate those. And I think the first step, before we even start advertising or looking for an associate, we really need to get clear on our business. A book that I really like is one by Gino Wickman. It's called Traction, Get a Grip of Your Business. And I think that's a great book to read, to go through and start working on. So, the first step I would be saying is really get clear on your values and what they are, because you're going to be able to find people that also share those values, and they're going to be working with you in the same direction, which I think is going to be extremely important.
Yeah, and one of the things that you didn't say there is when you do build a work environment, those people become closer to us just like family. So you want to bring somebody in that shares a similar belief systems as you do and has the same type of positive mindset that you do. And you want to attract like-minded people into your tribe, because those are the people that you're going to build your business with. And I think that we have to get very clear and granular on who you do want to attract, because if you do that and you go out there and use a shotgun approach, then you're going to get somebody that's the wrong fit for you, and to repair the wrong choice over the next year is going to be a huge building story for you.
Yeah. It's crazy. If you get the wrong people, they can actually ruin your business than opposed to build it. And the whole idea of taking on an associate is to help you achieve more of what you're already trying to do. You know, you're trying to add hands where you have a capacity issue then, you know, so, you know, if you take on the wrong person, they could, you know, if you leave them or they have a different message, they have a different belief system, they have different idea on what chiropractic is. And, you know, I understand within the whole chiropractic profession, there's a huge diversity on philosophies and techniques and, you know, different ways that people practice and, you know, how they articulate what chiropractic is and really what they're setting out to achieve with chiropractic. So you need to make sure that the people you're hiring are absolutely in line with what you're doing and what your mission is. You know, in my practice here, I practice an 8 weeks to wellness model at Dane Donahue. I absolutely love it. It's chiropractic with lifestyle stuff with it, which may be personal training, massage, nutrition, that kind of stuff. And when you actually do that, you know, we see some amazing clinical results, but that's the way we practice. I understand that's not for everyone, but I want to find that the associates that come to work for me are absolutely in line with that and absolutely believe in that and can articulate that and are happy to really sell that, you know?
And I think something a lot of people need to hear at this point is that your playbook should be clear as to what you do. And, you know, if you're a chiropractor that does curve correction therapy, then hire somebody that's interested in that track. If you're doing something like 8 weeks to wellness, then bring somebody on as associate that's interested in that track. If you're a network practitioner, bring somebody on that's interested in that track. If you're a zone practitioner, bring somebody on that's interested in that track. But that's the real thing of this is the unique selling proposition is attracting what you're looking for. And that's why Chiro Jobs Online is honestly why I think it's a slam dunk for anybody to join onto, because now you're going to be working with the business of integrity for the growth of chiropractic, but you will help them get granular to make sure that they're making the right decisions on how they design their advertisement to attract the right person, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and you know, the next stage is we're going to talk about how to write a winning job advert, how to do interview techniques. We're going to go through all these things. But I think, you know, the other key thing is, you know, understand your USP. And most people, you think about their unique selling point with regards to what they do within their business. But I also think you also need to think about what your unique selling point is for employees. Why does an employee want to come and work for you over someone else? Mm-hmm. You know, what is it that's unique about your business that I can't get somewhere else? Is it the location? Is it the lifestyle? Is it the wage or the bonus structure? Is it the mentoring that I'm going to get? And if so, you need to clearly articulate what that mentoring is. You know, is it other bonuses or other kind of benefits such as health insurance being included or, you know, insurance being included or seminars being included? Now, I'm not suggesting that you need to kind of give everything and overpay and do all that, because you do see that a lot of the time. You know, you see a lot of practices actually, and they take on associates and they haven't even worked out what their profit margin is. Now, if they have a 30% profit margin, you know, that's pretty low. How can they be paying their you know, someone more than that? You know, so they need to work out exactly what they can afford and what's still going to be profitable for them. So there's loads of things to consider, but I think really understand your unique selling point. Because as soon as you work that out, you're going to be able to clearly articulate that in your advert, which then people are going to understand why they want to come and work for you.
And sometimes just getting to the point of getting to this stage with you gets a lot of clarity as to what they're doing in their chiropractic business. And I think a lot of times people want to bring somebody on, but they don't know how to go about doing that. So I think of having somebody like you that's been helping many chiropractors across the world on how to bring on an associate, you would be a wealth of knowledge for somebody to reach out to and see if this might be the right fit for them, because you might give them that one thing to clear up some confusion as how is your business structured and can you even afford to bring somebody on? And I think that that's a huge point, is everybody wants to grow faster than they can sustain. And then you bring somebody on and you don't actually have the volume to actually have four hands working there, but you want to give the freedom to yourself. So there is that whole idea of how do you create an exit strategy if you want to bring somebody on? What are my unique selling points if I do open up an opportunity for somebody? Can I deliver a market value to somebody that would actually say, yes, I want to come work in that office?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, next week, that's exactly what we're going to talk about is like when to hire the right person and why you're hiring them. I think it's extremely important to work out why are you taking someone on? Is it to give yourself more freedom or is it to increase your revenue? Because depending on your why will depend on exactly the right timing for you to be doing that. So yeah, we won't give too much away for next week.
No, I just kind of wanted to preview. But if somebody is interested in doing Chiro Jobs online and they want to either post a job in the month of March, you guys are offering a special for them again. And what does it look like financially if somebody's like, you know what, I have a job right now, I want to post? What's that? How do they do that?
Click the link. I think you've
above. Yep.
So basically, when you go through, you'll go and you'll have three different options. We have a bronze, we have a silver, and we have a gold. And each package includes different things. And it really comes down to the amount of reach you're going to get and how much we're going to push that advert. Now, our bronze advert will go onto our website. Our website gets about 6,500 unique views every month. So we're getting quite a lot of traction there. If you post a job there, it'll just solely go there. If you go for silver, it will go onto our website. It will also be then sent out to our email database. So we have an extensive email database. So we send a newsletter out every Monday. And then on top of that, it will be going to social media and it will be boosted or sponsored on social media. So we'll be actually paying to advertise your job on social media. So you're going to get an awful lot more clicks. And that's actually something that you can look at in your dashboard. If you log into the back end, you can actually see how many people are clicking your advert, and then obviously how many people are applying. And then if you go for gold, we also then include Google AdWords for that. So so anyone searching for a job in London or a job in New York, so if they type in chiropractic job, they're going to be hopefully your advert will come up there. Now the price is 30 days for each thing, and then obviously you're going to want to renew that. But for bronze, we're only $99. For silver, we're $199, and for gold, we're $299. So, it's not expensive in the whole scheme of advertising, but we do understand that it will take time, and you may have to renew your advert, a few times.
Yeah, and the thing that I think you touched on a bit, but maybe I can elaborate, is you make it so affordable for somebody to post the job to get the ideal candidate. And you also provide a platform to somebody that's looking for work, the opportunity to find what they're looking for and to be able to be that connector. You can connect the dots for somebody through Chiro Jobs Online. And I think that that's the most important part for them to know, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I see people try and advertise themselves, and fair play to them, but ultimately I guarantee they're not going to have the same amount of people clicking on their jobs as we're going to get, because we've been doing this for 3 years now. We've built up a huge email base. We've built up a heap of people that are clicking on our website. We've got a lot of people following us on social media. So to go and try and do it all yourself, I don't believe you're going to be able to do it better.
And that's just it, is working with a winning team is the reason that we are working together on this, because we know that giving more exposure through ChiroHustle with your brand, now we co-brand the messaging to the people that need it. And most people, they do it on their own because they don't know that there's a resource out there. And that now you've created the tools for them. And I think that that's the really cool part about Chiro Jobs, is now people have the tools and the resources to be able to leverage the opportunities that either they have or they're looking for. So I think it's a brilliant opportunity for people to jump on board. I do urge you guys to click on above there or click the link in the description underneath here that I just posted, and reach out to Dan and see if it's something we can help you with. But just know this is part one of a 7-part series that we're going to be delivering to the chiropractic marketplace over the next 7 weeks. So this is our first installment. I want to thank everybody out there that's jumped on with us today. If you do have an associate job that you're looking to post, please reach out to us. If you're looking for an associate, please reach out to us. And anything chiropractic employment related, please reach out to us. So I just want to say thank you, Dr. Dan, for spending some time with me on your evening tonight. And thank you for everybody that's watched us this evening.
Brilliant. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, if you guys did find value in this, hashtag value in the comments there. If you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay in there. And if you do have questions for either one of us, please send us a direct message and we'll do our best to get you on the right track to your success. With that being said, just like ChiroHustle, we always let you know that you're just one story away. Keep hustling. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
See ya.